Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo's matching for good tattoos just sparked a fresh wave of questions online. And fans think this moment says more than anyone expected. The tattoo itself is small, but the meaning behind it, that's what has the internet buzzing. Especially because this isn't the first time people noticed the unusually deep connection between these two during the Wicked press tour. And now that the matching ink is public, viewers are revisiting every emotional moment, every close interaction, and yes, even Lena Waithe's subtle Instagram stories that have people wondering, what's really going on? Lena Waithe has finally broken her silence about something that, according to fans online, seems to have been bothering her for months. The actress and producer has been keeping a close eye on the Wicked press tour, and viewers believe she hasn't been thrilled with what she's been seeing. Through a series of cryptic Instagram stories, Lena appeared to hint that she has concerns about how close Ariana Grande has gotten to her girlfriend Cynthia Erivo. These weren't random posts either. They were the kind of stories that made people feel like she was reacting to something specific. We're talking about posts that some fans interpreted as her finding the whole situation insufferable. Posts that made it look like she had been watching every interview, every interaction, and every lingering look between Ariana and Cynthia. And now, naturally, the internet is asking the question that everyone tiptoes around. Is Lena worried that Ariana is getting a little too close for comfort? Because if you've been paying attention to this press tour, you can see why people are connecting the dots. Let's start with what the entire internet noticed during the first Wicked movie promo run. Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo were inseparable. They weren't acting like just co-stars promoting a project. They were holding hands constantly, touching each other's faces, finishing each other's sentences, and looking at each other in ways that had viewers raising eyebrows. In interview after interview, they talked about their deep connection, about feeling like they'd known each other forever, and described their bond as something special, something that definitely felt bigger than a normal working relationship. Cynthia would mention how protective she felt over Ariana. Ariana would talk about how Cynthia changed her life. The whole dynamic was intense, and people definitely took notice. Then came the viral moment everyone remembers. During one interview, the host mentioned that some people in the community were finding power in the lyrics to Defying Gravity. Ariana didn't know that was happening, and when the interviewer told her, she grabbed Cynthia's finger and held onto it while she got emotional. Cynthia looked at Ariana with such intensity that viewers joked they felt like they were intruding on a private moment. It became a full-on meme because the interaction felt a little too intimate for a standard promo appearance. And that wasn't even the peak of it. Fast forward to the promotional tour for Wicked Part 2, and somehow things got even more emotional between them. There was an incident where a fan reportedly grabbed Ariana during an event. Cynthia immediately stepped in, comforting her, asking if she was okay, holding her, making sure she felt safe. The protective energy was strong. Then in their final interviews for the tour, they talked about wanting to stay in each other's lives forever. Ariana said she hoped Cynthia would let her be one of the things she learns to let in. Cynthia talked about how spending time with Ariana had been a pleasure, and how she hoped they'd remain close for a long time. It was the kind of language people usually hear between romantic partners, not co-stars wrapping up a movie promo. This is where Lena Waithe enters the conversation, at least in the eyes of social media. Fans noticed that she had been watching all of this unfold, and they believe she wasn't loving it. Lena posted a clip from one of the interviews on her Instagram story with a very pointed moment highlighted. The clip showed someone saying that they'd been watching Ariana and Cynthia on the press tour, and Ariana responded with one word: insufferable. Lena shared that specific moment, which many fans interpreted as her subtly agreeing with the sentiment. It made people feel like she too found the press tour a bit much. She also shared other cryptic posts that people thought were connected to the situation. One post talked about maturity in relationships being when you stop your mind from creating false stories out of inner tension. Some fans saw that as Lena trying to reassure herself that nothing inappropriate was happening between Ariana and Cynthia. Others viewed it as her acknowledging feelings of jealousy and trying to work through them. Either way, the timing had people convinced these posts weren't random. Let's get into why people think Lena might have some understandable reasons to feel uneasy about the situation. Ariana and Cynthia didn't just hold hands during interviews, they actually got matching tattoos. And to be fair, matching tattoos between friends aren't rare at all. Plenty of people do it without any deeper meaning. But the conversation online immediately pointed something out about Ariana specifically. A lot of fans noted that Ariana has a well-known pattern when it comes to tattoos. She's gotten matching tattoos with several romantic partners in the past. During her relationship with Pete Davidson, they got multiple matching tattoos together. It was almost part of their relationship identity. So when Ariana revealed she'd gotten a matching tattoo with Cynthia, social media instantly started drawing comparisons. The tattoo was reportedly symbolic of their bond and the time they spent working together. Ariana even posted about it, saying she would never forget a second of her time with Cynthia, and calling her the fiercest talent and an even fiercer friend. And then there's the language Ariana uses when she talks about Cynthia. She refers to her as her proud sister. She talks about gaining a sister through the Wicked experience. On its own, that's completely normal. Plenty of women call their close friends sis. But here's where fans found the timing interesting. That's the exact same kind of language Cynthia used when she and Lena first got close. When Lena and Cynthia met at the Met Gala back in 2018, Cynthia posted about Lena and called her sis. She talked about how they were stuck together like glue and how incredible Lena was. So for fans watching this play out, Ariana using that same terminology with Cynthia feels like a familiar pattern repeating itself right in front of Lena's eyes. It's not hard to imagine why people think it might make her uncomfortable. And speaking of patterns, let's address the elephant in the room, the beginning of Lena and Cynthia's relationship. Their connection didn't exactly start under traditional circumstances. When they met at the 2018 Met Gala, Lena was married to Alana Mayo. In fact, Lena and Alana had just recently tied the knot. But shortly after Lena met Cynthia, things changed quickly. Lena and Alana separated just 2 months after getting married. The timeline raised eyebrows online, and many fans speculated that Lena's growing closeness with Cynthia might have influenced the sudden shift in her marriage. Lena and Alana later released a statement asking for privacy, but that didn't stop people from forming their own theories. So now, years later, social media is pointing out what they see as a twist of fate. People online have said it feels like karma, since the situation appears, at least on the surface, to mirror how Lena and Cynthia's relationship began. Online commenters have suggested that the dynamic feels familiar, someone forming a strong connection with Cynthia while Cynthia is already in a relationship. Of course, none of this means anything inappropriate is happening, but fans say they understand why Lena might feel extra sensitive about parallels being drawn. And then there's Ariana's romantic history, which the internet brings up constantly. Ariana is known for having fast-moving, deeply emotional relationships. She was married once, but that marriage lasted around 2 years. Her engagement to Pete Davidson is still one of the most talked about celebrity relationships because of how quickly everything unfolded. More recently, Ariana began dating Ethan Slater, who she met on the Wicked set. The timing of that relationship sparked a lot of online conversation because Ethan was reportedly still married when they got together. His wife had just had a baby, and then media outlets suddenly reported he and Ariana were an item. It caused controversy and led to online discussions painting Ariana as someone who sometimes blurs relationship boundaries. Now, there are rumors floating around that Ariana and Ethan may have ended things. Some entertainment sources claim their relationship has run its course, though nothing has been confirmed by either of them. And the timing has only added more fuel to the fire. Ariana spent the entire press tour extremely close to Cynthia. She and Ethan met on that same set, and now, according to these reports, she might be single again, all while maintaining this intense connection with Cynthia. So, from the outside looking in, it's easy to see why fans think Lena may feel uneasy. They point out that Ariana has a history of forming strong emotional bonds with people she works closely with, moving quickly, and being unbothered by complicated circumstances. To viewers, the signs are all there. Another layer to all of this is the long-running speculation about Ariana's sexuality. For years, fans have discussed the possibility that Ariana might be interested in both women and men. Victoria Monet, one of Ariana's closest collaborators, has made comments in the past that fans interpreted as hinting Ariana could be open to relationships with women too. Ariana herself has never publicly confirmed or denied anything, which is entirely her choice. But the conversation never really disappeared, and for some people, it adds context to why her connection with Cynthia feels different than her past relationships with men. Fans often point out that Ariana appears more relaxed, affectionate, and genuinely happy around Cynthia than she seemed with some of her male partners. Whether that observation is accurate or just fan perception is up for debate, but it's definitely something people in the online community have been talking about. Ariana recently spoke about all the commentary surrounding how physically affectionate she is with Cynthia. In an interview, she explained that she channels a lot of her energy through her hands. She's always reaching for someone, squeezing something, or holding a hand. She described it as her way of offering support to the people she cares about. And while that explanation made sense, some fans couldn't help but notice that Ariana hasn't behaved this way with anyone else publicly. During other press tours, she wasn't constantly holding hands with her co-stars. In past interviews with friends, she wasn't touching their faces or gripping their fingers. The physical closeness seems almost exclusive to Cynthia, which is why some people felt her explanation came off like damage control. So where does that leave all three women? From the outside looking in, Lena seems uncomfortable with the dynamic between Ariana and Cynthia. Her social media posts, while subtle, definitely gave people the impression she felt uneasy about the situation. Cynthia appears caught in the middle, trying to maintain her relationship with Lena while also having this unusually intense friendship with Ariana. And Ariana continues to defend her behavior while staying just as affectionate with Cynthia as ever. Now that the Wicked promotional tour is finished, Ariana and Cynthia won't be spending as much time together publicly. That alone might bring some relief to Lena. But the matching tattoos aren't going anywhere. The emotional bond they formed isn't going to vanish, and if the rumors about Ariana and Ethan being done are true, then Ariana may have even more emotional space to pour into her friendship with Cynthia. This whole situation brings up interesting conversations about friendship boundaries. When does a close friendship start to feel like more than a friendship? Is it when the physical affection becomes stronger than what most people show their partners? Is it when emotional language begins to sound romantic? Or is it when someone's partner starts feeling threatened? There isn't one universal rule. Every relationship has different boundaries. But what seems clear is that Lena feels a line has been crossed, or at the very least, a line has been approached a little too closely for her comfort. And considering how Lena and Cynthia's relationship began, she may be extra aware of how quickly connections can form when two people have strong chemistry. The entire situation is messy, complicated, and very public. Lena hasn't accused Ariana of doing anything inappropriate. Her posts have been quiet, indirect, almost coded, likely because she knows that calling someone out directly could explode into a bigger issue. Cynthia hasn't publicly addressed any of the speculation, choosing to stay silent as everything swirls around her. And Ariana continues posting about Cynthia, praising their bond and acting like nothing is wrong. Maybe nothing is wrong. Maybe this really is just a deep, emotional friendship between two people who bonded intensely while making a movie. Or maybe Lena's instincts, the ones fans think they're seeing through her social media, are picking up on something that the public hasn't fully seen yet. Either way, the tension is very real, and people are definitely watching to see what unfolds next.